listening to Unravel with Natalie Denise.
Guys, hey. This is episode 91 of Nightly with Natalie. Isn't that crazy? We've survived 91 episodes. This is amazing. The universe wants us here. Yay. Okay, I'm super happy. Earlier today I made an oopsie on my YouTube. I made a blunder, I must admit. So I was reporting on the 108 that were arrested in Florida. And I guess I was looking for all the older articles, because wait, oh my gosh, I'm just thinking now. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, did I do something out of order here on my editing?" All right, never mind. So anyway, I did it. Okay, thank gosh. Whew, thank God. Okay, because I had to redo a whole segment of my my episode. So anyway, I was looking for older or articles because this happened before where they arrested 100 or I'm sorry, not 100, but they arrested people in Florida and they were Disney workers. So I was just trying to find references to it. I do have a video. I'm going to link it in my comment section since you guys are watching live. But this is actually a good reference video. I forgot about this video that I did, and I actually did I did a whole drill down of all of the directors and people associated with Disney. How it was kind of a double standard that Disney was virtue signaling about. I forgot what it was about. Oh yeah, it was about Gina Carano at that time. I remember because they had canceled Gina Carano. I'm like, look, you guys have double standards because you have all of these busts happening and you have multiple people getting arrested. But lo and behold, they keep getting arrested. We're going to talk about that in the daily traffic segment. What else? What else is going on today? I saw that. Oh, I saw that. If you guys are okay with a little cussing, I mean, this granny really laid it down on the $800 million that was approved for aid in Ukraine. And I hollered when I listened to this. I was like, no, oh no, she didn't. And she did. She really laid into the Biden and the regime and their frivolous spending. I mean, because it's true. They are literally rescuing another country when we here are like, yo, man, inflation, gas prices, food prices, all of this is really insanity. So, with that being said, $800 million has been approved by Biden. Let's actually start. Let's preface, you guys. Let's prime it out, okay? $800 million has been approved by Resident Biden. Resident Biden. By the way, thank you so much for my faithful mod, Keem. Thank you so much for modding for me today. Once again, I really appreciate you every single day. And yes, we are going to cover Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett, he is getting out of prison. I mean, talk about the craziest time that we're living in right now. All right, let's actually start off with the Biden regime and their approval spending on Ukraine. Oh man. Okay, so $800 million U.S. security aid package to Ukraine includes. Okay, so let's actually talk about this. You guys want to hear a little bumbling Biden talk about this? I don't think so. All he is a bunch of bumbles. Resident Biden, excuse me, this is coming from the New York Post. Resident Biden on Wednesday approved an additional $800 million in security aid for Ukraine after the country's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, made a stirring plea to members of Congress for help in a repelling 21-day-old Russian invasion. It includes missile defense systems, drones that Zelensky requested, but not the Polish MiG-29 fighter jets that Kiev government has sought to help secure the skies. Here's a rundown of what's in the package according to the White House. Oh gosh, here we go. Here we go. 800 Stinger anti-aircraft systems, 2,000 Javelin anti-tank missiles, 1,000 light anti-armor weapons, 6,000 AT-4 anti-armor weapons, all that. 100 drones, reportedly switchblade kamikazes, 100 grenade launchers, 5,000 rifles, 1,000 pistols, 400 machine guns, 400 shotguns. My gosh, more than 200 million rounds of small arms ammunition, as well as grenade launcher and mortar rounds. Excuse me. Okay, hold on. Wait. I'm like, wait, wait. I'm sorry. There's more. Okay, let's start off with this top part because this is just already too much. Okay, let's start off with this. Okay, we get the hard the heavy tanks, the heavy sort of equipment. But wait a minute, 100 drones, reportedly switchblade kamikaze. Who's going to operate these drones, yo? First of all, so Zelensky is pleading for drones. Who is going to operate these drones? Are the Ukrainians like trained in this? You guys catch what I'm saying? Like, who are going to operate these drones? And drones, these are operated remotely for the most part. So, again, my question is, you're requesting kamikaze switchblade drones, and who might be operating these? Okay? This is some hot mess that we're entering in here. Okay? 100 grenade launchers, 5,000 rifles, 1,000 pistols, 400 machine guns. Okay, first of all, Biden, what are you hiding in Ukraine, sir, that you are so ardent to defend? This is essentially arming a new army. That's what it is. Ukraine will be receiving additional grenade launcher and mortar rounds. U.S. Army Zuma Press Wire Service. I'm sorry. Let's actually go back a little bit. First of all, we were already at a shortage with our ammo. I don't know what the latest news on that is. Maybe I should start keeping up with firearm news and weapons news because it seems a bit relevant in today's day. But they were looking for how many rounds of small ammo? 20 million rounds of small arms ammunition, as well as grenade launchers. Rounds. Mortar rounds. Who's going to manufacture all this for them? $25,000 sets of body armor, 25,000 helmets. The $800 million in assistance is part of approximately $2 billion worth of equipment provided to Ukraine since the beginning of the Biden administration since January 2021. Previous assistance included more than 600 Stinger aircraft systems, approximately 2,600 Javelin anti-tank missiles, 5 Mi-17 helicopters, and 3 patrol boats. Wow, there's more? Oh, I think this is previous. I'm sick of this, yo. Not sick of this, because obviously there seems to be a bigger agenda at hand here, but I'm sick of being put last as a country. Okay? You literally gave us $400, $600 last year? The year before that? It was no, it was last year. $600 in Cocoa Puff aid. And you're willing to send almost $1 billion to another country in aid to fight against Russia. There has to be more at hand. There has to be more at hand. Keem says, Biden is going to turn around and say he's against the war. Of course he is. Of course. Ken says Russia only exports 3% of gas to the US. How does that raise our gas prices? Devin B says drones was Obama's weapons of choice. Yeah, it's very telling, very much telling. So anyway, I wanted to, for a little comedic relief, I guess, I wanted to show you guys this video. This is hilarious. Take note. There's a little cussing, but I hollered when
and you know the citizens of America for y'all own fucking agenda.
Oh,
because they done worked in this country all their lives, and all with a $1,400 check, and you taking billions of dollars, sending over there to another country that ain't did a damn thing in this country for these people. People in this country have worked for y'all motherfucking ass, not them over there. And y'all want us to feel sorry for them over there, and y'all ain't giving a damn about us over here. We want to get the fuck away from y'all. Point blank, period. We don't like y'all no more.
That's right.
You're robbers, all you do is go through this land, still killing and destroying.
That's right, Mary Jones.
And gobbling up all the fucking wealth from everybody else. And getting them thinking up all this shit to pull all the resources out this earth. Y'all will pay.
Oh, Mary Jones. Put some respect on Mary Jones. Mary Jones told it like it was. Oh. I hollered. But yes, in other news, Biden apparently is calling Putin a war criminal. War criminal. That's what I imagine it's going to sound like. But let's just take a listen to this little sound bite here.
No.
Are you ready to meet with that?
Oh, I think he is a war criminal.
Will you be meeting with him?
He is so absent. He's so absent in his mind. He didn't even know what she asked. What is it? If he's a war criminal. Oh, yeah. Dude, so he signed a $13.6 billion package into law Tuesday that provides military and humanitarian. Wait, I'm sorry. $13.6 billion. So additional to this, okay, I'm sorry, I'm a little behind on the regular people news because I'm all in the trafficking news all day. But I didn't know that he also signed $13.6 billion in aid. So that what we just read off was just in military equipment. Yo, this is crazy. Okay, so Biden signed a $13.6 billion package into law Tuesday that provides military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine as it fends off Russian invasion, quote unquote, that has reportedly seen more. I don't know about this. Daily Mail is sometimes they go a little mainstream with their stuff. And he called him a war criminal. That is a lot of money going out. That is crazy. All right, let's pivot on. But yeah, Netflix, in light of things, I guess, Netflix is going to revive Zelensky's old acting gig. You guys know that Zelensky, before becoming president, was actually a comedian, and he also held a production company called Zavatar, something like Zavatar 95. Kvatar 95. That was his production company. And part of his production company, when he got elected as president over Ukraine, he actually took some head people of his production company to become head of state. Not kidding you. So it's funny because Bolsonaro, the president of Brazil, he actually refused to call sanctions on Russia or denounce the, what they're calling it, the invasion, because he said It's not my fault that you guys hired a clown for your president. Ooh, he sure did. He said that's real stuff. But Netflix, I guess, in support of Ukraine, announces return of Zelensky's comedy series that saw him play teacher, elected leader of Ukraine, and had to stop filming when he was when he was elected to president after viewers demanded he run to clean up corruption. Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, was an actor and comedian before being elected head of state. We told you that. In November 2015, his political satire Servant of the People launched. So he played a president on the TV before becoming president. He wasn't installed or anything. He was elected. He played a president in Servant of the People, which showed him playing a teacher who is elected president. The show ran for 3 seasons until March 2019 before the presidential elections, which ushered him into power. Right. I'm sure something ushered him into power, but that's another conversation. Zelensky won the second round vote on April 21st, 2019 in a landslide, winning more than 73%, I'm sure, with incumbent Petro Poroshenko trailing far behind at 24%. In 2017, Netflix began playing the series, which Russian and Ukrainian episodes were available up until 2021. On Wednesday, Netflix said that they would once again make the series available. It is being shown by Channel 4 in the UK with 100,000 viewers on Sunday. All right, that's enough of that. That is enough of that. Let's pivot to Jussie Smollett. He just exited jail because they're, I guess, appealing his case. Jussie Smollett leaves Chicago jail flanked by bodyguards just 6 days after he was sentenced to 150 days for faking hate crime. Judge ruled that he should remain free during the appeal and set bond at $150,000. Jussie Smollett has been released from jail just 6 days after being behind bars so he can appeal his conviction for faking a hate crime with his lawyer, saying that the 39-year-old was refusing food behind bars and that he had nearly given up. Smollett did not speak as he left the Cook County jail and was flanked by bodyguards as he walked out into a waiting SUV. He was freed after he posted the required $150,000 personal recognized bond. Ninya Uche, Smollett's lawyer, said that the actor put his hands on the glass separating him from his client when the news was broken to him and reacted with shock. He was shocked, said Uche. He was nearly given up. Smollett spent 2 of his days with the general jail population and 4 in a psychiatric unit over fears of his mental well-being. Judges ruled that he should go free while his lawyers worked on an appeal for his conviction on 5 felony counts of lying to the police about a racist and homophobic attack. He was jailed for 150 days. Crazy. Okay, you guys want to see him walking out flanked with bodyguards? It's only 25 seconds. Let's take a look.
Jussie, how does it feel to be free? How does it feel to be free? Can you tell us what the past week has been like? Jussie, do you have anything to say to the judge?
Jussie was fearing for his life just a couple days ago. He was in court saying that, I guess when the sentence was announced, saying that he is not suicidal. People were making memes saying that maybe there was some sort of connection to the very powerful couple in DC, if you guys know what I mean. So Uche accused Judge James Lynn of having politicized the trial and responded to the intense public interest in the case. There's no room for politics in our courtroom, and the appellate courts do not play politics, said Uche. He questioned whether Smollett would have had a tried in the first place, noting that the charges against him were dropped in 2019, but filed again in February of 2020. Yeah, because they found more evidence. Like, there's more pointing to what we all know was real, that he faked all this. He questioned, I'm sorry, I wondered to myself whether Chicago had succeeded from the union, said Uche, because in this country, you cannot try someone twice. It is unconstitutional to try someone twice. So Mr. Smollett paid the $10,000 fine and did community service. There is no time machine to go back again and do it. Then you retry the case, you give him 150 days in jail and restitution. That's what his lawyer is saying. And then he says that Smollett was treated unfairly because of his race. So we're pulling, once again, the 2019 race card here and trying to apply it to this. Should black men be walked into jail with a class 4 felony? Guys, he lied to the police and he fooled all of Hollywood. Well, all of Hollywood is easily fooled anyway, but he fooled a lot of people into thinking that all MAGA supporters are racist and homophobic and that they're going to attack you just like this, like the boogie monsters under your bed. And this did cause a smear campaign amongst all of the MAGA supporters out there, right? We remember that. This is crying wolf. Of course. Of course. Yes, he has to face some consequences. Let's take a look at the chat. He has a dancing. Oh, let's see. He's going to run. I think so too. Michael says, I knew Kamala would get him out. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. I don't know. We'll have to see. And then for the final headline before the trafficking news, Kanye West suspended from Instagram for 24 hours after Trevor Noah. So Kanye West has been going off the past couple of days on specifically Kim. And I did a video on that. There was like a whole debacle over his daughter doing TikTok videos. And, of course, it wouldn't be a big deal if they were like adult in every video, as well as it didn't involve like growing up so fast on TikTok. But even so, I wouldn't even agree with 8-year-old girls being on TikTok because, first of all, with all of the predatory news that we read on this podcast, do you know that these predators actively look out for that type of stuff? They're actively on TikTok, but not only that, it's like growing up too fast. You don't need to grow up that fast. And, North was wearing like an overload of makeup. I think the poses that she was striking on these TikToks were a little bit too grown up. And, this last one that really sent him off was lip syncing over this song called Emo Girl by Machine Gun Kelly. And I think like I got more context when I watched the music video. Go watch my latest video on youtube.com/NatalieDenise that says, what more was Kanye saying? Because when you look at this music video that's associated with that song, it's like, wow, you're like, okay, I kind of get the gist of what he's talking about now, because there's like oodles of symbolism, oodles of over-sexualization in front of kids. Like, it literally is the theme of children going to a museum. When they get to this museum, there's like art exhibits galore. And these art exhibits have like different adultic themes. And these kids are on a field trip viewing this. One of the themes is like girl on girl action. I didn't know that Willow Smith was the chick vocalist on the song, but I learned that today. That was Will Smith's daughter. She was performing the girl on girl action. And of course the kids in the music video were watching this. And then Machine Gun Kelly comes out with like a pizza box over his jingle jangles. And, he like, it's like, yo, yeah, I understand now. Like, this is too much. So anyway, there was just a lot of back and forth banter between him, Pete as well. Because he had these concerns, but instead of, I guess, I don't know what goes on in the background, but it seems to be out of the way he was explaining it, that Kim wasn't addressing it. And so he went out to the public. He also simultaneously started attacking Pete once again, Pete Davidson, as well as Trevor Noah. And, all these people who make fun of him for his mental health. So after that, it was just this morning. I didn't even know that he got suspended. I just saw this news now. Kanye West has been suspended from Instagram for 24 hours after going after Kim Kardashian, Pete Davidson, and Trevor Noah on social media platforms. Meta spokesperson told the rapper's recent posts violated the company's policies on hate speech and bullying and harassment. He is unable to post, comment, or send DMs for 24 hours. We're also told that if West 44 continues to violate the policies, the company will take additional steps. A rep for West did not immediately return Page Six's request for comment. After repeatedly taking aim at Kim Kardashian, her boyfriend, Pete Davidson, and several others for several weeks, West mostly lobbed a racial slur at Noah, Trevor Noah. Altogether, not. Oh, I saw this. Did I screenshot this? Yeah, he did. He was singing Kumbaya, my lord, but he was replacing the Kumbaya with another word. I don't think I screenshot it. Oh, I don't. I don't have it. But that's why he's suspended today. All right, let's pivot on to the Daily Traffic, where I bring you guys the latest in human and sex trafficking news. We're going to start out with the big one today, where 108 people were arrested in Florida. This was a human trafficking crackdown, and detectives were basically, they were going after the solicitation posts online. So if you remember what Backpages was, the Craigslist of the internet, those type of forum or, posting sites, they were looking there. They were looking at social media platforms, and they were trying to lure Johns in. So this is where you'll see like most of these bigger arrest stings is when they lure in the Johns, and they can arrest the Johns. Sometimes they do arrest the sex workers, or sometimes they rescue sex trafficking victims. So coming from CBS News, Disney employees and former judge among 108 arrested in human trafficking sting in Florida, police say. You guys want to go watch my recent video? I just literally posted like a few minutes ago. I cover extensively this, but also a little bit further to this. It's very ironic that this human trafficking sting that included 4 Disney workers, 1 amusement park worker from FunSpot, and a judge, a retired judge. In a couple days, there's going to be a staged walkout. Disney workers are actually planning to protest the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida. And that's covering like the sexualization, you know how parents now, they're really trying to take back control of the curriculum in schools. They don't want their kids being talked to about sexuality or all these other subjects. So that's what the Don't Say Gay bill, or that, it's not called that, but that's what critics have called it. So very ironically, Disney workers are staging a walkout because parents don't want their kids sexualized. So then this, out of 108 workers, 4 of them came from Disney. The arrest of a human trafficker, 4 child predators alone makes the whole operation worthwhile, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judge said Wednesday. Where there is prostitution, there's exploitation, disease, dysfunction, and broken families. During their operation, they called Operation Mad Sadness 2. This is, by the way, coming from CBS News. Detectives found prostitutes who had posted online advertisements through various websites and social media platforms to identify people who are seeking them out. And then out of these people came the child predators. There were also people within these solicitations looking for children. Undercover detectives then communicated online with the suspects before meeting them at a location and arresting them. Organizations also responded, speaking with sex workers and offering them services and counseling. The sheriff's officers officials identified 4 Disney employees. As among 7 worked as a lifeguard at a Polynesian resort for Walt Disney. Yeah. Judd said that Jack said inappropriate of himself and messages to an undercover detective who pretended to be 3 counts of transmitting harmful material to a minor and 1 count of lawful communication. Three others, also a part of the Disney, one was a restaurant worker, where as Wilkeson Fidel, who worked at the Cosmic Restaurant at Walt Disney World Tomorrowland for 4 years. Just think about that. Okay, like, we already have a lifeguard, and the lifeguard already, you have to think about that environment, right? They're surveying the pool area. Kids are in the pool area. Kids are in bathing suits, This is sick. So he had those inclinations while having his job, and then also sending dirty pictures to a 14-year-old girl, or what he thought was going to be a 14-year-old girl. And then you have this dude, Wilkeson Fidel, who also had these sexual inclinations for children, and he works at Cosmic Restaurant Tomorrowland. Isn't that like, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that like a kiddie part of Disney? It's crazy. So he worked at that restaurant for 4 years. The other 2 were IT workers for Disney. One a software developer, another one working in IT as generic. But continued on. Authorities are also arrested a man who worked for a local family restaurant. And then here goes the big kahuna here. Daniel Peters. He is a retired judge from Cook County. Judge said that Daniel Peters told detectives that he used to be a judge in Cook County 4th Circuit Court and a special assistant for legal affairs in the Office of Professional Regulations at the Cook County Sheriff's Office in Illinois. He was charged with soliciting a prostitute. So he wasn't soliciting children. He was soliciting sex from a prostitute. He requested an attorney, Judge said. Well, Judge, you need an attorney. You got problems. Judd warned that his office will continue to arrest those who violate the law. He says, what amazes me is we can do another operation starting next week and fill this board up again, he said. And sure of one thing, these chiefs will just do that. We'll be back. And if you violate the law, we're going to take you to jail. That's a guarantee. I actually really, really like this. The Sheriff Grady Judge over in Polk County. He seems to have like a big passion for combating this a lot. I think I don't know if he could, but I would love to have him on my podcast. I don't know if he would be able to, but I would love to talk to him because he just seems to have a big passion to combat this year and year. I mean, I've seen him year after year after year. All right, moving on to the next story. This is coming from WMTV.com. NBC 15, rather. Wife finds video, reports husband in an alleged child molestation. A Georgia man was arrested on suspicion of molesting a 5-year-old girl after his wife allegedly found a video of the crime and called authorities, deputies said. According to Richmond County Sheriff's Office, authorities were called at 4:15 a.m. Sunday to a home at the 3800 block of Mike Paget Highway in Augusta, Georgia, to investigate a past sexual assault. Deputies said that Pamela Hawkins stated that she discovered a video of her husband, 49-year-old Charles Hawkins Jr., allegedly molesting a 5-year-old girl. The video showed it had been recorded at 3:07 a.m. Friday, according to the authorities. Oh my gosh. The suspect's wife told deputies that she had left the residence on foot 2 minutes after their arrival. Additional deputies arrived and began an investigation, during which they found the suspect hiding in the bathroom. Authorities said the suspect was being held Monday in Richmond County Jail on charges that include aggravated sexual battery, child molestation, non-aggravated and sexual exploitation of children, according to jail records. I'm really curious to see. There's not a lot more information on this. 5 years old. I mean, that's, it doesn't get easier reading these stories every single day. My God. All right. The next story coming from WCVB.com. Pastor of New Hampshire church arrested on child pornography charge. The pastor of a New Hampshire, I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying that, New Hampshire church is facing a child pornography charge in connection with an investigation that dates back over 5.5 years, according to police. The Nashua Police Department announced Tuesday that the 46-year-old Stephen Bates, pastor of the Bible Baptist Church on Caldwell Road, was arrested for possession of child sexual abuse images, which is a Class A felony. Authorities said that an investigation involving the Bible Baptist Church began in August of 2016 after the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children sent Nashua police a cyber tip indicating that child pornography had been accessed by an electronic device utilizing an IP address associated with the church. Similar cyber tips were received in 2017, and all of them were investigated, but the results were insufficient to support any criminal charges. The IP address associated with the Bible Baptist Church was also linked in 2019 in an investigation into online child sexual exploitation in Denver, Colorado. A 2020 investigation into the publishing of the child pornography on the internet in Tallahassee, Florida, and a 2020 investigation into sexual exploitation of a child in Blaine, Washington, according to Nashua Police. Police said Bates was contacted several times by local and federal investigators over the years and was considered a person of interest during the earlier child pornography and child exploitation investigations. But there was not sufficient evidence to charge him with any crimes. According to authorities, investigators had gathered enough evidence to issue and execute a search warrant at the property Bible Baptist Church, where Bates resides, at about 9:45 a.m. Tuesday. During the search of his person, he had some thumb drives or flash drives on him, which we were able to analyze on scene, and they contained child pornography, the Nashua Police Lieutenant Brian Treffry said. Nashua Police said that more charges are expected to be filed against Bates. As the investigation continues, more digital evidence is analyzed. According to Bible Baptist Church website, Bates began his ministry church on August 7th, 2005. They say it's just extremely close to home, and it's not comforting to know that somebody like that and who he is being a pastor. Just owning material like that is gross, said Lindsay Bennett, a mother who lives near the Baptist Bible Church. I'm glad he's arrested now because my kids can play safe outside, Bennett added. My son is out here all the time. He walks home from school. Police said Bates' bail was set at $3,000. Listen to this. Oh my gosh. You guys know what sends me off, right? You know exactly what sends me off. My goodness. This is what sets me off right here. Right here. Oh, you guys are going to hear another rant. Oh, no, you guys are going to hear another rant. Police said Bates' bail was set at $3,000 in cash. You're talking about a pastor who is trusted, who was found with child exploitation material on him, A dude who is a danger to children is set on bail for $3,000 in cash. My goodness gracious. Bates did end up posting bail. Of course he did. And was spotted returning to his residence on church property. He declined to answer any questions from the News Center 5's John Atwater. Since Bates posted bail, he will be arraigned at a later date, according to police. According to authorities, a Class A felony is punishable by up to 15 years in state prison, exclusive of fines. Anyone who has further information regarding Bates' case is asked to call the Nashua Police Department's crime line at 603-589-1665. Again, that is 603-589-1665. So they also warn, I would encourage anyone who's had some concerning interactions with him during their time, either with the Baptist Church or throughout other dealings, to contact the Nashville Police Department, Treffry said. Treffry said that at this point, investigators do not believe any of the child pornography victims were congregants of the Baptist Church or live in the Nashua area. Still. $3,000 bail. $3,000 bail. Once again, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is happening in every single major city. Every single major city is doing this. They want this to happen. I almost think that because why would you violate your oath as a judge to protect the community, and then you bail out criminals who are repeat offenders, who have serious charges on them, and you let them out for just a fractional amount of money as bail? This is, let me see, this is actually in New Hampshire. Nashua, New Hampshire. All right, this story is kind of crazy. Please be warned that we will be showing what seems to be a disturbing video. I actually need to report on this. I need to look into this. This is a sex cult abuser, Larry Ray, tackling and pinning a victim. Newly released videos show accused Sarah Lawrence, I believe Sarah Lawrence University, sex cult leader Larry Ray allegedly abusing two of his victims, including body slamming one of them as she tells him she wants to kill herself. The disturbing recordings emerged Tuesday in Ray's ongoing sex trafficking and extortion trial in Manhattan, just before the proceedings were cut short and the accused sadist was rushed out of court on a stretcher. The first video shows Ray body slamming one of his alleged victims, Felicia Rosario, to the ground and restraining her by holding his body weight over her in the kitchen area of an unspecified house. Rosario, who is hysterical, repeatedly shouts to Ray as she wants to kill herself in the chilling clip. The video shows she also repeatedly professes her love to Ray as he pins her to the ground in the video. She says, "I love you, Larry. I want to get married still. I effing love you." She says, according to the video. The second video shows Ray grilling another one of his alleged victims, Claudia Drury, as she cries and admits to supposedly harming his website business. I don't know if you know what? I just second thinking this. I don't think this is a good idea to play this video. At the end of the video, Drury says that she is jealous of the relationship Ray has with his daughter, Talia, who introduced her father to her friends at Sarah Lawrence College, the one that prosecutors say ultimately came under his control. "I wish I had a relationship with you like the way I had with you and Talia, I wish I had a relationship with you like you have with Talia with my dad, but I don't," obviously, Drury says in the recording. "Do you try to hurt me because of that?" Ray asks. So, you know what? Let me actually drill into this right now that I have you guys. Uh-oh, here we go. Okay. This seems to be a darker story than we can imagine. Larry Ray victim details alleged torture, forced sex sessions in Sarah Lawrence College cult. Okay, here we go. Accused Sarah Lawrence College cult leader Larry Ray forced his young victims to have sex in front of him and once genitally tortured one of them with plastic wrap as part of his sixth scheme to control the group of impressionable co-eds, and witness testified Friday. The verbal and physical abuse included beatings with a hammer, and allegedly forcing a victim into prostitution. Santos Rosario, 30, detailed to jurors at Ray's Manhattan federal court trial how the accused madman physically abused him and his friends after he lured him into his orbit in 2011. It was an escalating pattern. So I guess it was a co-ed sex cult. It was an escalating pattern of verbal abuse sprinkled in with physical abuse, Rosario said on the stand during direct examination by Assistant U.S. Attorney Lindsey Keenan. He punched me in the chest, held a knife at my throat, and played it off as a joke. He would do these martial arts moves and hold me in the pretext of showing me what they're like, Rosario added. When he asked if he saw Ray beat other students, Rosario recalled how he accused the sadistic creep tortured one of his friends, Dan Levin, and with saran wrap. He says there was a time when he got a long piece of saran wrap and twisted it into a string and tied it into a knot, then put the ring of the knot around his genitals. And oh my gosh. Ugh. Oh no. Oh no. That's going to hurt you guys who are watching this. So just imagine a saran wrap. Just imagine saran wrap, because I don't want to say that in descriptive manner. No. So I'm going to do a piece on this. This is a sex cult that was held at Sarah Lawrence College, because there seems to be a lot more detail than what's being seen. This man seems sadistic, and I think I need a little bit more background, but it sounds a lot like a lot of psychological trauma bonds that was caused on the victims. Whew, this is heavy stuff. So, yeah. Guys, I love you so much. Thank you guys for tuning in to Nightly with Natalie, the Daily Traffic. I will probably do a piece on the Sarah Lawrence College sex cult on my main YouTube. I feel like I need to do a little bit more digging on this, but it seems to be that he did prostitute out some of his daughter's friends in this whole thing. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys have a great night or a great day, depending if you're watching this in the morning or listening to this in the morning. Thank you so much for all of your support. I really appreciate you. Hey, that's a good point, Mama Pillow. Is this the same college mentioned in the Maxwell trial? I'm going to have to look into that. Look into that for sure. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Sayonara. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Unravel with Natalie Denise. Please give this podcast 5 stars.